All right, before we have a news update from Tam and Steph in terms of what's going on in Whitby, Ontario on the 401 this morning, we saw this recent study from Gridwise about tipping. And specifically, it was about Ubers and Lyfts. And the numbers here are interesting. According to the analytics, an app that helps drivers track their earnings is what that is, Gridwise. It showed that 28% of Uber and Lyft ride-hailing trips result in a tip. That's it. 28% result in tips. 90% of food delivery trips get a customer tip compared to 75% of grocery delivered tips. According to drivers, not tipping makes it harder than ever for them to make a decent living while behind the wheel. I think we can all understand that. I'm surprised by that Uber Lyft number, Mayor. I have to be honest. That's really low to me.
Well, it's really low, especially comparatively to our other behavior. I mean, to be 90% for food delivery apps, 75% for grocery delivery, and then 28% for Uber. I think that comes down to how the app is structured, seriously, because when the tip is being asked of you, you're already arrived onto your next thing. You're a bit distracted by the whole thing. A lot of times with the other ones, you're kind of having to tip up front, which we've also talked about on this show. How do you tip when you don't know how the service is going to be? But I think for the fairness of the Uber drivers, who are clearly out there making a living, I think it comes down to how the app is structured.
It is, but also in terms of how that service is structured. Look, with the food services app, did I get my food on time or not? Was it correct or not? It's more of a black and white world to me. There's so many things in an Uber and Lyft situation that can annoy you, where it could affect, I'm just saying, it could affect what you give or don't give to a driver. I'm usually pretty generous. I know it doesn't seem like I am. I'm actually very generous. You have to really annoy me in an Uber for me to not give you a decent tip.
So you're always tipping?
Yes, unless we're in a dangerous situation, then you're not getting a dime out of me extra. As long as we get there in one piece, I'm fine with it. But clearly, I'm in the minority here because.
And you rate them too?
Yeah.
I always rate.
I always rate. You got to rate.
Yeah.
Again, unless it's a disaster, you're getting a 5 out of me. Unless it's a disaster, but clearly, not everyone's doing that. It's 8 o'clock. Good morning. You're watching BT.